So we're back in the bedroom for one more quick project today. I wanted to build that shelf I was talking about previously right here over the desk nook. Just because it's so empty here, why not make use of the space? So we're going to go out to the barn, see what we got to work with as usual, and make a quick and hopefully simple, nice modern shelf. You guys saw me assembling this, but let me go over it really quickly just to show you and tell you and explain to you what I did. I basically cut some strips of scrap wood that I had in the barn. I made them 1.25 inches wide. And just working with that, I made a little frame, pocket holded together with 3 long pieces in the 2 ends. On the ends, I ended up grooving out that one piece. You saw me doing that on the router table. So I got a 1/4 inch deep groove. And I did a 1/4 inch. I wanted to make sure I left a 1/2 inch of wood there. Because pocket holing, I wanted to make sure I could at least pocket hole into that without going into the groove. And using some, my pocket hole set at the 1/2 inch depth. You just treat that board as a 1/2 inch piece of wood. So anyway, pocket hold it together, glued the frame, and attached these 1/4 inch, these are actually 3/16 inch plywoods to the top and bottom. Glued it and nailed it with my brad nailer, and I didn't bother filling the holes. I don't know if you can see them, they're pretty small. Now this wood is actually the leftover wood. This lighting is kind of weird, so I don't know if you can see the right coloring, but it's the same exact wood as this. It's actually the leftovers that we cut off right here. So this was a 4-foot wide panel, and these are just about 2 feet, a little over 2 feet deep, and that's a piece of the leftover. After I did that, I didn't show this part, but after the glue dried, I sanded it all down really good. And I coated it with shellac. After the shellac was dry, I buffed it with some steel wool, gave it a really soft, smooth finish. And that part's done. So it's actually really lightweight, even though it looks super thick. And I like thick looking shelves. I'm not a big fan of like the 3/4 inch boards. People make shelves out of simple boards. And it just doesn't appeal to me when they look thin. So I wanted a bulky shelf, and I got it. It looks really robust. I'll tell you, this is really identical to a hollow core door. It's made the same way. So on a door like this, you'll see it's like, I mean, it's basically an identical system. You got the wood in the middle with the panels glued to the face. And even though you wouldn't think it's strong, when you laminate it together, it gets really, really stiff. Because, I mean, these boards obviously have some strength, but when you glue the plywood, glue is important. It'll really stop it from bending. It's going to get really rigid because plywood doesn't like to stretch, and it can't go anywhere because of that glue. So anyway, let me show you one important thing I did too. When I put these sides in, I made the front all the way extended, you can see, because I wanted this clean look. But the sides, they go behind the front all the way to the back. Okay, that's important. And now I know some people might say that I should have capped the face so you don't see the plywood, but I intentionally wanted the design of that. I wanted to see that edge because I really like the effect it gives where you get those stripes, the banding. I don't know, I like it. I came in here on the side walls and I attached these little pieces of wood. Now these are, I mean, you can just literally see how simple that is. It's just a little 1/4 inch piece of wood, and it's cut to the same length as this groove. And I think you guys can already see where I'm going with this. So I got one on either side. So really, the theory was that I didn't want to see any brackets, and I didn't want to see any hardware, any screws, any holes. I wanted to hide it all. So I made it so that this will be kind of a hidden fastener. So if I made it right, hopefully it fits in here. And it should slide right onto this. Cool. Does it look good?
Yeah.
It might be a little high. I was really unsure. I didn't want to box it in. It's a big, deep shelf. It's 12 inches deep. So I didn't want to feel closed in, but I didn't want it so high that you couldn't use it. It might be good right where it is. Something you can't see, but you saw it when I showed those side pieces, is I put them 1.5 inches forward, and that's because I wanted a gap back here so that if we ever needed to run wires or cords down here, we could just drop them behind the shelf, and also just to make it easier to clean so the shelf isn't against the painted wall. So there it is. I think this lighting is a little off for the camera because these look a little lighter in person than they do on my screen at least, but you guys get the effect. Matches the wall. And like I said, I actually like this banding because the plywood has it's like a 3-ply plywood. It's got the banding in there, so it's got the light wood in the middle, and it just really stands out. It almost looks like a decorative feature, so I'm cool with that. And there it is. So anyway, I made a shelf. I'm happy with how that came out, and I hope it's an inspiration to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the project, and we should have another one soon. So until next time, take care.
Bye. With your underwear sitting on the bed.
I can't see them.